Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Dr. Cailleri. I am the principal of Seminole County Virtual School and would really like to welcome you to this information session. I have a few other Seminole County Virtual School staff members here that will be both presenting and answering your questions in the chat box.
Hi, I'm Courtney Sandoval. I am the School Administration Manager at SCVS.
Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Cavalier. I am the Student Success Advocate and Lead Teacher at Seminole County Virtual School.
Wonderful. So you see on here our contact information. We will put all of this up at the end of the presentation so that you can contact us with any further questions. And please, I do have a few people answering questions in the chat box. And also there is a Spanish speaker, so if you have any questions in Spanish, Ms. Negron is going to answer those questions. So our agenda for today, I will be providing some general information about Seminole County Virtual School. We will be talking about full-time, part-time, and summer enrollment. We'll be talking about course content and availability. A few specific things about elementary, middle, and high school. We'll be explaining how to register, and then we will be answering some questions and answers at the end of the presentation. Okay, so first of all, who are we? We are Seminole County Virtual School, and we are a Seminole County public school. We're not a charter, we're not a magnet, we're not a private school. We are a Seminole County public school, just like all the other schools in Seminole County. So we work for Seminole County Schools, and when your student takes classes with us at Seminole County Virtual School, they are still taking a class at Seminole County Public Schools. We also serve students in grades K through 12. We operate 365 days a year. Yes, that is true. We have students that are taking classes all days of the year, every day of the year, and students can register for classes at any time. And we have various online learning options that I'm going to talk to you about today. So we are a virtual school, but we are a franchise of Florida Virtual School. And what sets us apart from other virtual options that you may not see is that we are a local school. We are a Seminole County public school. So if your child attends, say, Jackson Heights Middle School and takes one class with us, we partner with that school to support you and your student. Or if your student's also eligible to come to us full-time, but we work very closely with the faculty, staff, and guidance departments at your child's school to provide a seamless experience between your child's current school and Seminole County Virtual School. Another thing that's important is that your tax dollars stay local in Seminole County. When a student takes a Seminole County Virtual School class, Seminole County Public Schools gets funded, just like they get funded when your child attends a brick and mortar school. We also don't have any wait lists. So if your child signs up for a class, they will most of the time get in the class within 24 or 48 hours if it's a weekend. And again, we partner with your child's current school to provide a quality learning experience. So about our curriculum is built to very high standards, and we align to the state and national standards just like in a traditional school. So what that means is that if your child takes, say, a class like algebra in our school, or they take an algebra at their brick and mortar school, within both of those different schools, we teach the same standards. They may not be taught in the same way or the same order, but you can assure that if your child takes a Seminole County Virtual School class, that if it's an AP class, we are aligned to both state and national standards, or if it's a state class, we will align to state standards. Students who take a virtual class are expected to complete all assignments and work in the order that the course is designed. So it's not a random student choose as you go type of curriculum. The students will be provided with what we call a pace chart that will direct them on what assignments they need to do each week. And courses are open for students 24/7, 365. So if your child's involved with sports and activities during the week, and the only time they have to do their classes is on a Saturday, they are welcome to do that. Our classes do not close just because it's the evening, weekends, or on a holiday. Students are able to work in also any location. They don't have to be in a school lab. They don't have to be at home. If for any reason they have to be somewhere else, they can their classes are open for them to work anytime and anywhere. And students, I'm often asked by parents, can a student work ahead? And the answer is absolutely. Students are able to work ahead. Also, we care deeply about individualized attention and personalization. At the beginning of every Seminole County virtual school class, your student will be getting a phone call from the teacher, and the teacher will discuss with both you and the student any unique learning needs or anything else individual about that student that you care to share with that teacher. We do consider our parents as partners, and as I just said, you can expect a phone call at the beginning of every virtual school class so you can discuss with the teacher any special things about your child they should know, but also the teacher will share with you what the expectations are for your child's class. We do expect our teachers to speak to their parents at least once a month by phone, and also you can expect to get some text messages, emails, progress reports, and our parents are able to have their own virtual school account where they can go in at any time and see their child's work, see their child, the grading, the teacher feedback, and anything else in your child's course. Parents and guardians for elementary school students have a very active role depending on the age of the child. As you can imagine, a kindergartner will need a lot more support as a fifth grader. So if you're considering virtual in elementary school, just know that depending on the age of your child, the parent will have to be actively involved, and our teachers will partner with the parents to help you support your child through the educational process. Okay, so we have both full-time and part-time virtual education. I'm going to explain the difference. In part-time virtual education, your child will go to their brick and mortar school part-time, and they will come to virtual school part-time. So let's just take a sixth grader that is taking business keyboarding in virtual school. They will go to school all day, and they will either go to a virtual lab at their school and take their business keyboarding virtual course, or they will take that at home. And students take virtual courses, usually 1, 2, or 3 courses, but they will either take those courses in a virtual lab at school or at home, depending on the family situation. When a student is part-time, their home school is where they will be taking their state and national assessments. On the other hand, a student can come to virtual school full-time. In this model, this is when you want your child to take all of their curriculum through Seminole County Virtual School, and most of the curriculum should be taken at home in a home environment. So in this case, you will fill out the application for full-time virtual, and then once enrolled, your child works remotely. Occasionally, we have students come on campus, whether that be for a social meeting, an art club, a boost camp, or in some additional support academically. And in a full-time environment, your students will take state and national assessments at and with Seminole County Virtual School. So for part-time elementary, students will remain enrolled in their zone school, and they can take one or several virtual classes. Because of the structure of elementary school, this is Seminole County Virtual School will partner with you and your child's zone school to come up with the best schedule and selection of courses. So because of the way elementary is designed, typically, and this is not the only option, but typically a family can choose that their student takes either language arts and social studies with virtual or science and math, and then they will go to school for half a day. It will be the parent's choice. We do offer PE, art, and music, as well as other elementary electives. And this conversation will be a discussion with virtual school, the parents, and the zone school to figure out what is the best choice of options for each individual student. Likewise, your elementary school student can go full-time or almost full-time, and then maybe just take an elective with us. And we do offer a wide variety of elementary electives. For full-time elementary, you will fill out the application for full-time virtual enrollment, and upon entry into our school, you will withdraw your child from their current school. And in that situation, the parent will serve as a learning coach. And just to give you some perspective of what that means, students will typically spend 3 to 5 hours per core course, which is language arts, math, science, and social studies, and about 1 hour per elective, PE, art, and music per week. So the students can expect to work between 30 and 35 hours a week, but it really depends on the student as to how much parent involvement. The younger they are, and the more guidance they need to stay on track, or maybe explanations, the more the parent will be involved. Maybe the older they are and more independent they are, the less the parent will have to be involved, but that's a very individual, student-based decision. So this summer, we have 3 options for elementary school. Option 1, current grades, kindergarten through 5th grade in math and language arts. And this is not for rising kindergartners. These are for current kindergartners through 5th grade. Students can sign up to take the last quarter of their current grade or the first quarter of their next grade in either language arts or math. These courses are just will not be recorded in Skyward, and students will not be given a final grade, but this is an enrichment and to reinforce or get ahead in either science or language arts or math. We estimate it would be about 3 to 4 hours per week for each subject. Option 2 for elementary, current grade 2 students can enroll in the Summer Reading Adventures course. This is a enrichment course in readings, and students at the end will receive a certificate that they can show their 3rd grade teacher. Again, this is for enrichment. It's almost like a summer reading camp, and it's meant to reinforce and assure that the students are reading throughout the summer. And finally, for current grades, 4th and 5th graders, they can take a middle school elective. Our recommendation is they take business keyboarding, and that course will teach them proper typing, also how to use Microsoft products such as Word, PowerPoint, etc., file management and things like this. These reading summer elementary options are also available on our website. And we're excited to offer this summer. Here's an example of what an elementary, because if you're wondering, what does elementary look like in virtual? Here's an elementary language arts example where the students are able to read and also able to listen to a passage, and then they will have some activities or answer some questions related to it. But this is just a picture of what it looks like in case you're wondering. So let's talk about part-time, middle, and high school options. So if a student is choosing to go part-time virtual in either middle or high school, they remain enrolled in their zone school. And our middle and high schools have 7 periods of classes. So the student can choose to take 1 or 2 or 3 classes virtually. And in this, they can take a core academic or they can take an elective. And students will either take those courses at home, and they can shorten their school day or go in late, or they can take it in a virtual school lab at their school, depending on the space available. For full-time, oops, we're going back. For full-time, okay. For full-time middle and high school, students will apply on our website, Seminole County Virtual School website, to enroll in Seminole County Virtual School. Upon acceptance, you will be given further information, but these students will work from home or from a remote location. Students will be expected to visit the campus occasionally, and students will take state assessments at Seminole County Virtual School. What courses are available? We have all the core content for grades K through 12. That includes math, language arts, social studies, and science. We also offer all levels, elementary, middle, and high. For middle and high, we have standard and advanced and honors. For high school, we also have advanced placement courses. And we have many, many electives, and I just took a screenshot of a few, everything from personal family finance, law studies, philosophy, peer counseling, anthropology, and personal fitness. Cavalier.
Right. I'm going to talk a few moments about what it's about like to be a virtual school student and the teacher's aspect for the virtual program. So to be a successful virtual student, I'm sure many of you have been figuring that out slowly as you have worked through our process going online. But for us, it is really important that students create a devoted workspace that is quiet, preferably one they can close a door, they have a desk that they can work in, their own computer, their own space where they can get away and be on their own to work for on their programs and their classes. Students should be organized and self-starters. Virtual is very different from the classroom setting, obviously, because the teacher isn't there to tap on their desk and say, we've got to get back to work and guide them through. Each week they have lessons to complete in their courses and through their pace charts. And so they can decide when to do that since our courses are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's very important that students can say, all right, it's time for me to get to work. Our part-timers will have to work that into their school schedules and their sports schedules and their work schedules. Our full-time students will have to prepare to say, I'm going to be working 6.5 hours a day, just like I would in a brick and mortar school. So they really have to be able to sit themselves down and make sure that they're working every single week. This should be a family-supported decision. It is important, obviously, all educational decisions for your students and for your family work for you and your family, but those students do need that time for support. They need that agreement that when they go into their quiet space to work, the family is going to support them and make sure that they are able to do their schoolwork just like it's their job, because it is. Students should be comfortable speaking to adults on the phone, through email, through text. Their teachers are available. Their teachers will reach out to them, will reach out to you, but they need to be able to say, okay, I can talk to my teacher on the phone when necessary, when I need help, when the teacher needs me to speak to them. So that is very important. Students should also be comfortable creating and sticking to a schedule. This is so vital in the process of a virtual education. They have to be able to sit down and say, I'm going to work on math on this day from this time, all of those things. So they are extremely important that the schedule is followed. A lot of our parents ask, well, how do you know the student is actually doing the work? Well, we have a very robust academic integrity process through Florida Virtual School and through Seminole County Virtual School. All assignments are run through a program called Turnitin.com, used by major universities and education throughout the world. So any assignment that has come through is run through this, and it compares to any assignments that were turned in. Internet, Google searches, all of those things are run through Turnitin.com. So that is one way. Another is through our DBAs, or discussion-based assessments. You may have seen those and wondered, what is that? That's a conversation about 7 to 10 minutes with your teacher at the end of each unit before they take a final unit exam. And the teacher talks for about 10 minutes about assignments, things they learned, concepts, issues. All of those are discussed in a DBA, and it's a great way for us to understand whether or not your student really truly grasped the information. So not only does it tell us if they understood it, but also if they were doing the work. And then, of course, we do monitor social media for any kind of postings that students may make that say, hey, can someone do my class for me? Hey, can someone write this essay for me? That is an active monitoring done by our social media team and the Florida Virtual School social media team. And then attendance and pace. So we take attendance by students being on pace, full-time and part-time. Yes, you do have flexibility, but that flexibility really means you can work ahead, but you do need to be working every single week. Missing weeks of work is just like missing days out of your classroom in a brick and mortar school. If you're not working every single week, then unfortunately you are missing concepts, you're missing ideas, and you're not retaining that information. So it's important that you do the weekly work and not fall behind. For our full-time students, that means that is your attendance, and that shows you are taking classes with us and that you are working. Yes, obviously, if you decide to go on a vacation, we understand, because you can work from anywhere. That is the great thing about our virtual program. You just need an internet connection and be able to log on to our sites. So if you're going to be traveling, always communicate with your teachers, and the best bet would be to make sure that you turn that work in early so that you don't have to worry about it while you are away, and then you pick right back up where you left off when you return. Or parents may say, you know what, yes, we're traveling to see grandma, but they are going to work. So again, you can work anywhere that you would like to work. And I believe it's time to pass it back over to Dr. C.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit about how to register. So our website is www.scvs.us. So that's Seminole County Virtual School.us, scvs.us. On the front page, you will see an interest survey. So if you haven't already done so, please fill this out. And one of the questions we will ask you is, do you want a phone call? And so we will make an individual phone call, because I do see a lot of you have very individual questions about your child in the chat box. But the best way to get those answered is to either call us or fill out this interest survey and request a call back. But if you're ready to register your child, either for the summer, for part-time, or for full-time, please visit our website. To register for classes, there's a big green button where the arrow is pointing that says, click here to register for courses. And when you click here, you will go to the next page where you will see a filter. And there will be categories: elementary, middle, high, and a few other options. Click on there, and then what you see there, for example, Algebra 1, if you want to see the course description, that's a clickable link. And then to the right, it says, click here to register. And that's where you will go to register for any of our courses. Also, please don't forget to register for Seminole County Virtual School. You will see in the top right-hand corner there, please choose, and you will have the option to choose Florida Virtual School or Seminole County Virtual School. We are Seminole County Virtual School, and Seminole County Virtual School is your district's of Seminole County Public Schools virtual schools. So we do encourage you to choose our school for your virtual option. So you will be requested, if your child does not already have a account with the Florida Virtual School system, then you will be required to put in some basic information, student's name, school ID. But please fill out this completely, especially the student and parent contact information, including phone numbers and emails. And that's what we will use to create your child's course and also to communicate with you. Again, we would love to have the opportunity to choose your family. We are a local school, so like this, we have information sessions. We have a home office in Lake Mary. You can call us anytime. You can email us, and I'll give you those contact information. But we would love the opportunity to serve your child and your family here in Seminole County Virtual School. So we're going to ask, we see there's a lot of questions in the chat box. Somebody's been recording them, and we are going to answer the questions that are for the general good, but I see a lot of very specific things. My child's in 5th grade, and he has an IEP that says this. Those are, please call us. You will see our office number is 407-871-7287. I am the principal. My phone number is there. Our assistant principal, Courtney Kavanaugh, our phone number is there. Our school email and our phone number is there. Please call us for individual questions, but At this time, Ms. Sandoval is going to ask me some general questions that have been coming through the chat box.
Can you explain the difference between full-time and part-time?
Sure. So in a part-time virtual situation, usually students take 1 or 2, maybe 3 classes. They enroll and attend their zoned school or their magnet school, if that's where they're attending. But they will just take a few classes with Seminole County Virtual School. Everything else will be taken at their zone school.
Is there a difference? Is there a deadline to enroll in full-time?
Deadline right now to enroll in full-time is July 20th.
Can my student return to their regular school in the middle of a semester?
When you commit to full-time or taking a virtual school class or committing to full-time virtual, we do ask you to think about that as a semester option, meaning that you start in August and end in December, or you start in January and end in May. Because we want to make sure that the educational experience for your child is continuous. We do understand that there are situations where that a student has to return to their brick and mortar school or has to switch from brick and mortar school to virtual, but you should try whenever possible to make that decision prior to the start of each semester.
Can you talk about students with disabilities and English language learners?
Yes, so students with disabilities or English language learners, the decision on whether to virtual is appropriate has to be made in conjunction with your child's student study team and also with the English language learner teachers or departments. Those are individual decisions based on individual student needs as to whether virtual is appropriate.
Can students accelerate in their coursework?
Yeah, so students can accelerate in 2 ways. If a student starts a class at any time, instead of the typical 16-week pace chart for a course, they can complete that course in 10 weeks, 8 weeks. So they can actually accelerate through the courses, but also say your child's a 6th grader and you and your child's counselor believe it's appropriate for them to take some 7th grade classes or 8th grade classes, they can accelerate their coursework also through Seminole County Virtual School.
What kind of technology does a student need?
A student needs access to a computer, the internet, and a cell phone to be able, and it doesn't have to be their own phone, they can use their parents' phone, but their cell phone to be able to have discussion-based assessments and get messages from their teachers. It would also be good for them to have some type of webcam or to go on meetings just like this with our teachers host live lessons and collaboration assignments where they can get on with their other peers, and that would be helpful also.
Who approves student courses over the summer?
So we have a team of counselors that are working to approve student courses over the summer, so that if you decide in in the middle of June that your child wants to take a virtual class, you do go onto our website and you register for the class, and there will be a counselor available to approve your child's class.
Is there a deadline to enroll in part-time?
Part-time classes are available. You can start a part-time class at any time. Most students like to stick with the traditional schedule, starting classes in August and ending them in May, but there are many reasons why students will start at different times. We never close for part-time course enrollment.
Do virtual classes follow the regular school schedule?
So our courses are paced out for a traditional schedule of 16 weeks. But again, if a student starts the first day of school and they could finish it the last day of the semester or the last day of the school year and follow a traditional pace chart. But if your child wants to accelerate or start a class early or for some reason has to start a class late, we do accommodate that flexibility.
When do summer classes start?
Summer classes start technically June 1st, although some students are working in their summer classes already. But if your child has already, I saw some questions about this, if your child has already registered for a summer class to start on June 1st, you will be hearing either this week or on June 1st from your child's teacher And so please check your emails and know that they'll be contacting you very soon.
Can you repeat the options for this summer?
Sure. Can we go back to the slides for that? So summer elementary has 3 options. One of them that they can take math or language arts, either the last quarter of their current grade level or the next quarter of their next grade level. They can, rising 3rd graders or current 2nd graders can take a summer reading adventure course, and a 4th or 5th grader in elementary can take, also take middle school electives. Middle and high school, all courses are available in the summer. So, and that has been true every school year.
Many people had questions about their individual student and what virtual classes they should take. Can you speak to this?
Sure. So individual students, you know, this is a very personalized learning experience. So if you have a specific question about which virtual class would be appropriate for your child, or if virtual is appropriate for your child, that's an individual conversation you need to have. You can call us, you can call your child's counselor, and I realize they'll be gone for the summer. You can fill out that interest survey and request a call back, and we will try to answer your questions or get a trained counselor to speak with you.
Who can I contact over the summer if I have questions about my individual student?
Okay, so you can always contact Seminole County Virtual School because we do not close. Each of your child's school will have staff members at their school, school administrators, and other personnel, but we are always available to talk to you over the summer. If your child is already taking classes with us this summer, please talk to your child's teacher about individual questions you may have about your child's progress in their classes.
How much does a virtual class cost?
Oh, virtual classes, we are Seminole County Public School and everything is free. There's no cost to take Seminole County Virtual School classes. Okay, that is great. I think those were the general questions that we saw in the chat box. I did see a lot of individual questions and we are so happy to talk to you about them. So either call our school, call myself, our assistant principal, send us an email, or answer the interest survey. And we will do our best to answer your questions or find out the answers for you. Again, our phone number is 407-871-7287. But go to our website, www.scvs. Are you going to go to the end? www.scvs.us. We are constantly updating it based on parent requests and for information. And a lot of the answers to your questions are available on our website. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.